Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Hot Wheels 49 Merc. It's designed by Larry Wood, and it was produced from 2004 to the present. It debuted in the Auto Affinity Kool and Kustom series as number C2654. This is the next in line in my summer road trip series, this time with fellow Canadian Neil Cummings. Neil and I decided on the date and the general theme of cars of the 1940s some time ago. Neil has just recently moved houses, so I know he's been occupied with many other things of a greater importance than little die-cast cars, so thanks for making the effort to get this done in the midst of a very busy summer, Neil. Although it wasn't a hidden surprise, this is my most unfavorite part of any Hot Wheels casting that chooses a colored windshield. But it's a convertible, and I'll have a look around and see if I might be able to swap that out. A big old plastic interior with those sofa-sized seats from the 1940s. And a set of original Hot Wheels tires. You're not going to be able to see these very well because of the design of the Merc, so I'll probably hang on to them and put them back on at the end of the process. And it's a plastic chassis. Well, quite a bit of detail on the bottom. Let's see what we can do. Okay, all into one little plastic bin for safekeeping. And off to the paint booth for paint stripping. Bubbling flames. This Hot Wheels casting is based on the Mercury 8, a car that was marketed by the Mercury division of Ford between 1939 and 1951. The debut model line of the Mercury division, Ford positioned this full-size Mercury 8 between the Ford Deluxe model lines and the Lincoln. In total, Ford assembled 3 generations of the 8 before and after World War II. During its production, the 8 offered a full range of body styles, including coupes, sedans, convertibles, and station wagons. For its first generation, the 8 was produced with its own body, adapting its version of a Ford body for the second generation, and for the third generation, the 8 shared its body with the Lincoln. A quick search on Google Images made me think that this has to be the most customized car on the planet. It comes in every color, with every conceivable modification, and they all have flames. All of them. Summer's nearly over, but I've still got regular Saturday uploads in the pipe, including this crazy mashup between a Bugatti and a gasser that I call a Bugasser, and a couple of upcoming fantasy specials that leave the Earth and the atmosphere and take flight. I also want to remind you that October 14th is our annual Diecast Day of Giving that you can participate in to help us reach our goal of giving away 20,000 cars. This metal silver is exactly the color that I want to use, but I prefer to decant the spray cans and use my airbrush for a little bit finer application touch. This particular spray can blasts out like a thunderstorm, while the airbrush gives me total control over how much paint I lay down. And it looks like this. That's just what I was going for. This week's community shoutout goes to my buddy for this buddy build, and that's Neil Cummings. Neil's YouTube channel has only got 7 videos. It's fairly new, so swing on by there and let's pump up those numbers and get him some new subs and likes, and tell him that you came by from Maple Leaf Customs. Thank you. There are lots of commercial products available that will do an adequate job of stripping the chrome off of any of your die casts. I just reach into the kitchen cupboard and take the oven cleaner, little spritz on the top of the bottom, seal it up for about 10 minutes maximum. I'm going to rinse it off in some clear water, dab it off, and look what you got. You're down to the original bare plastic. Easy peasy. Then I gave it a matte black finish, and I can move ahead with my Molotov chrome paint. I don't use the pen. I put it in a little bottle cap and take one of my fine brushes to apply it. So again, a little better control. It's the way I like to do it. The big chrome bumpers on the front and the back get touched up. And I'll do those side pipes as well. Back to my research on Google Images. Tell me if you see a recurring theme in these customizations. Can you spot it? Flames. So I make up a set, and it's just going to be black on silver, which I think is quite striking. A little bit on the hood and coming off the wheel wells. Not too garish, a little bit understated, but a common customization touch. Right. Let's put it all back together. And a license plate on the back. And I did swap out the yellow convertible windshield. I found one on a Matchbox. So I've got a Matchbox Hot Wheels union going on here. It was just the right fit. And it's clear. The interior got painted matte black to go with the silver finish. Couple of touches on the chassis as you saw me do. I put a pair of 256 Phillips head self-tapping screws into the drilled posts. Check the fit. It's a nice roller. Let's have a closer look. It's a classic, clean and simple color combo. A little bit of ghosting on that hood decal in certain high lighting conditions, I think due to the metallic flake paint on it. That's the build number on the license plate. The headlights got accentuated. Channel logo on the bottom. And that's all I did to it. Personally, I thought it was a little too flamey to begin with, and I sure didn't like that yellow windshield, so I corrected what I thought were two oversights and came up with this version of the 49 Merc. Big old land yacht, as they were in the 40s. Sure was a beautiful era of car design, wasn't it? But can you imagine learning to parallel park in one of these monsters? I'm pleased with how this one came out. Pack this up in one of my custom cards with a blister pack and a little bit of Maple Leaf Customs information on the front and the back of that. Neil, I'd like to send this to you in Canada. I know you're setting up a new hobby room and perhaps you've got a spot on the shelf where this can fit. Thanks for being my buddy in this one. Everybody, please check out Neil's YouTube channel. Thank you for checking out mine today. Come on back soon and often. It's coffee time.